Welcome to today's episode of Harmonic Insights, where we dive into the fascinating world of music programming and the tools that help musicians express their creativity. Today, we're exploring a Lua library called Modest, designed for music harmony. If you're a coder looking to merge your programming skills with your love for music, this episode is for you. So what exactly is Modest? Well, think of it as your personal musical assistant in code form. It features three main objects: chord, note, and interval, each designed to handle specific aspects of music theory. For instance, the chord object allows you to create and manipulate a wide range of chords, from simple major and minor chords to more complex jazz chords. And here's a fun fact: Modest is named after Modest Petrovich Mussorgsky, the famous composer. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's break down how you can get started with this library. The easiest way to install Modest is through Lua Rocks. But if you're feeling adventurous and prefer manual installation, there's a bit of a catch. The library relies on another library called LPEG, which you'll need to install separately. Plus, it's written in Fennel, a language that transpiles into Lua. You can either embed Fennel into your project or compile the files ahead of time. This step is crucial. Imagine you're trying to play a song, but you can't quite grasp the chords. With Modest, you can easily parse chord names from strings. The library even supports unconventional notations you might find on a chaotic chord chart. For instance, you could use C7 or C Maj 7 interchangeably. How intuitive is that? And don't worry if music theory sounds overwhelming. The library offers handy methods like fromString, which lets you create objects from string representations. So if you type something like C7, Modest knows exactly what you mean. Now let's take a moment to chat about intervals, those essential building blocks of music. With the interval object, you can identify the distance between two notes. For our listeners who might be scratching their heads, think of intervals as the space between melody notes, like how do leads to re. Modest helps you calculate and represent intervals easily, so you can focus more on making music rather than crunching numbers. A fun part of utilizing Modest is its immutability feature. This means when you create a chord or note, you don't mess with the original object. Instead, it returns a new instance, which could help keep your musical creations organized and prevent any accidental chaos in your project. So, for you music developers out there, what are some scenarios where you might find Modest incredibly useful? Maybe you're working on a music app that helps users learn chords, or perhaps an interactive game where players can explore musical concepts in real time. The possibilities are virtually endless. As we wrap up today's journey through Modest, remember this: the library not only simplifies music theory concepts, but also empowers you to dive deeper into musical creativity through programming. If you ever wanted to visualize musical relationships or create your own backing tracks, this could be a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to Harmonic Insights. We hope you enjoyed this melody of information. If you're keen on experimenting with music programming, grab that Lua setup and start making some harmonious magic with Modest. Until next time, keep composing and coding beautifully.